2024 has been a phenomenal year for northern lights. People have been seeing them as far down as Florida, Texas, and even in Mexico. We got the opportunity to take a northern lights tour up in Churchill, Manitoba, where they gave us some tips on how to take awesome photos. And in this video, we're going to share those with you. You don't need a fancy camera to be able to take amazing pictures of the northern lights. If you have an iPhone, stay tuned and we'll show you how to capture all of these awesome shots. We are Kyle and Nicole, avid travelers from Michigan. In 2021, Kyle quit his job and we have been traveling across North America in our travel trailer while I continue to work full-time from the road. We love to create content showing amazing destinations, things to do, free camping spots, and RV life. We hope you will like, subscribe, and comment on our videos and join us for these fantastic adventures. You never know where we will pop up next.
So the northern lights are going to come out in the dark. You're going to want it to be the nighttime sky. You want as little light as possible. That means you want to be away from city lights, street lights, and even the moon can mess up what you're going to see. All of these things will have an impact. Now, we saw the northern lights for our very first time in Iceland, right outside the Iceland airport, and we were still able to see them. But if they're not very potent, you're going to have a hard time seeing the lights if there's a lot of other light pollution around.
Our second tip, you generally want to start looking in the north direction and out upon the horizon. North doesn't mean straight up. Depending on the light's potency, they may be in other directions. For example, there was a large solar storm earlier in October where the lights were all around us in every direction, including straight up. They can be in different directions and at all levels across the sky.
So another tip is you need to temper your expectations. You're going to see beautiful pictures posted online and they're what the camera picks up and not what your eye picks up. Especially people that have expensive cameras, they might have amazing pictures and you're going to go outside and look at it and be like, what the heck, this isn't what I'm seeing. And that's okay. A lot of times with the naked eye, you're just going to see like a whitish or grayish milky color potentially. And then you're going to take a picture with your iPhone or your smartphone and you're going to look up there and you're going to go, wow, that's really what we're seeing right now. And that's to be expected. The phone can pick up a lot more than what your eye can do. Now, sometimes you're going to just see like the dull milky white, the gray color up there looks like a cloud. Sometimes you might get lucky and you'll see them dance. Sometimes you might see colors. And if you're really lucky, you'll get to see all of that. And that's what we all hope for.
Our next tip, northern lights are active and they move around. Just because you see them in one spot doesn't mean they're going to stay there. They come and go, they might be better in a different spot, or they might have faded completely, and you might be waiting to see if they come back. Sometimes they will be spread out evenly over the sky, and sometimes they will grow real tall.
Another tip that we have for you is just simply join a Facebook group. We're part of the group Michigan Aurora Chasers. The name really says it all as to what they're doing. One great part about this group is when the auroras are out in Michigan, people will start posting the time and the location of what they're seeing and they'll post their picture. Now, I wish in those pictures they would post what camera they're using to take those pictures. That would make a big difference, but that's the one flaw we see so far. Another cool thing about that is that people will take a picture if you're unsure of what you're seeing. They'll post it to the group and they'll be like, is this the auroras? And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And the group is a great place for you to get information to know what you really are seeing. There are different types of northern lights and there are also other types of optical phenomenon that appear in the sky that are not auroras, and the group can help with that. Another nice part about the groups is that they will put out a forecast, in this instance in Michigan for us, and so you'll get an idea of what is expected to be seen in Michigan.
So here is how you're going to want to set up your iPhone. I'm using an iPhone mini iOS 17.6.1. If you have a different phone or iOS, the steps might be slightly different, but the general gist is the same. So first, open your camera app. In the upper right corner with the lightning bolt is the flash. Make sure that is turned off with the circle around it and the line through it. Next, turn night mode on. Night mode is the button right next to the flash and looks like a moon with horizontal lines. It is off when it has a circle around it with a line through it. If you already have night mode turned on, it will likely come up with a yellow background and a 3S. The 3S means a 3-second exposure. The camera is going to take a 3-second long picture. 3 seconds is good for test shots if you want to take some pictures of the sky to figure out where the lights might be, but a little bit longer of an exposure will allow for more light to be captured, making for better photos. To change the exposure length, touch the white up arrow at the top. It will then change yellow, pointing down, and bring up a new menu at the bottom. Click the yellow night mode icon, the one that looks like a moon with horizontal lines. This will bring up your exposure length. It is currently set at 3 seconds, but if you slide it to the right, you can increase it. When you hold it by hand and are still, it will go up to 10 seconds. If you have a tripod or if you lean your phone against something while you change the settings, the exposure can actually go up to 30 seconds. I've tried to compare 10 and 30 seconds before, and I really didn't think 30 seconds made for a better picture. I was happy enough with the 10-second exposure. Once you have your desired exposure length, just hit the big white button at the bottom to take the picture and hold still. The timer will count down with how many seconds remaining, and when it's all done, you can open your photos and see what kind of awesome picture you got. There is no need to adjust the zoom, just leave it at 1x, and horizontal photos will capture more of the sky than vertical. Taking pictures of the northern lights really is that easy. Hopefully this video helped you get your iPhone set up so that you can take some awesome pictures. If you have any other tips that for people and that might be helpful, feel free to drop a comment and share. Otherwise, thank you for watching.